Hello and welcome to yet another episode of what I learned about myself and my mental health. Since I have very openly spoken about my mental health issues with anxiety and how therapy helped me gain control of my life, I felt that it is but only fair that I also talk about the cons of dealing with a disorder like anxiety. Now, please remember this has nothing to do with the therapist or the content of my therapy sessions. One must always be honest that a patient or a student only takes away from the therapy session what resonates with them, what seems relevant to them, and what looks like easy to apply. And that in turn also means that the student throws out the window or rejects or ignores concepts or ideas shared by the therapist that don't create an impact or impression in their mind. Now, my objective of sharing this story with you is not to discourage you from going into therapy. Because as you already know, I'm a passionate promoter of therapy and believe that each and every person in the world should take therapy sessions, even if you're not suffering from any serious mental illness. Because having a therapist or a counselor is basically like having a really good friend whom you can speak to openly, who doesn't judge you, who listens to you carefully and gives you productive ideas and solutions on how you can better your life and improve on how you think or do things. I'm only sharing my story with you so that you are aware that a situation like this may or may not arise if you are taking therapy, and so that you are prepared mentally to cope with it when the time comes. Now, coming to the main focus of today's video. Through therapy, I realized that my nervous system was all over the place. It was overwhelmed and needed constant redirecting to stay managed, regulated, and at a base level. Just so that I don't suffer from untimely panic attacks that spiral out of control and completely ruin my life. Now, this meant I had to do regular affirmations telling myself that I'm safe and doing things or not doing things to protect my peace. This also meant avoiding burnout at work, avoiding discomfort and extreme efforts. I called this healing. I was doing it to ensure I was happy, at peace, always rested, and feeling safe. But I later realized that this was just bed rot with good branding. Now, don't get me wrong, the issues of anxiety and depression are real and serious business. But it also made for a convincing excuse to relax and let life pass me by. So, what I started doing to protect myself is I started playing life at level easy all the time. It became easy for me to label things bad for my mental health and ignore them, avoid them, escape them. Work stress, difficult conversations, discipline. I got a shortcut to avoid all of them because I justified not doing any of them by saying I'm just taking care of my mental space. So I would sleep for extended periods of time, like for 14 hours straight, even though my body was aching while I was in bed. I would completely ignore people that triggered me. And I was essentially worshipping my comfort zone. And at this point, my comfort zone is a full time residence and I have decorated it beautifully. But as you are aware, nothing great grows in the comfort zone. Yes, it's calmer. Yes, life is less chaotic. But it also means that I have stopped growing. I have stopped chasing things. I have grown less ambitious. I have stopped pushing my limits. I've stopped exploring my potential. So basically, anything that feels a little threatening to my nervous system is out of the question for me. Now, the good bit is that I can recognize my own patterns and I can be completely honest with myself. Again, thanks to therapy. And that just means that I'm emotionally very aware, but practically very useless. And knowing what's wrong with you is one thing, but doing nothing about it is another. So when I allow myself to bed rot, scroll reels till 4 a.m. in the morning, and eat junk just to feel good, and finally label it all as self love, all I'm doing is I'm doing myself a disservice. I know. Now, see, earlier I used to think I'm just a lazy person, but I can't really call myself lazy, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm really lazy, how am I able to watch 3 hours of reels at one go? If I'm stupid, how am I able to retain most of the content that I'm watching on the internet? How am I able to watch three great movies in one day? How am I able to consistently create scripts for my YouTube videos and put it out there, edit them, think about them, come up with something new? How? Just because I love those things. I love doing them. It doesn't take me effort. I don't attach these things to effort. I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting to do these things. They bring me instant pleasure. So technically, I'm not lazy, I'm just a comfort lover. But give me focused work for the same 3 hours. You think I'll be able to do it? No. So, what did I try to tell you through this video exactly? That when you go to a therapist and you are in full palpitation and trying to find a solution to your mental health crisis that makes you cry at night, that makes you feel helpless, and where you feel like you have no control of your life and you're losing it and you might just die from one of those panic attacks one day. The job of the therapist is to put you in a space which is where you are level headed, where you feel more like yourself, start enjoying things in life, feel more fulfilled, etc. But the main focus of the therapist will be to bring you to baseline. And for that, they will tell you do the things that you like. They will tell you rest. They will tell you don't let yourself burn out. They will tell you work on things that matter to you, that bring purpose to you, that make you feel good about yourself. They will tell you it's okay, Sampurna, if you need to sleep more than others. Maybe your nervous system needs it. So go ahead and sleep for 10 hours. They might tell you it's fine, just change your routine, just change your sleep schedule, sleep at 9 p.m. and wake up earlier. But you being you, you are not going to go to sleep at 9 p.m. You're going to sleep at 4 and you're going to wake up in the afternoon. Now, that's where the problem lies. We only take parts of the therapy sessions that seem nice to us, work for us, help us with the way we want to go in life. We don't necessarily use all of the information given to us. It becomes need based. It becomes what's comfortable to me, what's doable for me. So when you go to them with full palpitation and agitation and anxiety attacks, you are looking for a quick fix. And whatever gives you that quick fix, that drug dose, is what you are going to go for. So you're gonna go for the quick dopamine hits and you are going to not do the other things they're going to tell you, like lifestyle changes, eat better, wake up at the same time every morning, get sunlight, physical exercise, etc. I'm not doing any of those things, but I'm doing the one that helps me stay sane, according to me, that helps me feel like myself, that gives me dopamine hits, that makes me feel happy. So, this is something that you should absolutely keep in your mind when you go for therapy. Absolutely not discouraging you from going to therapy. Don't read it otherwise. As I said, you only pick what you want to pick, but please don't pick that from this video. I just wanted to do this because there will be people on the internet who watch people like us speaking on YouTube about you should do therapy and stuff like that. But they are not prepared about the consequences and how sometimes a very positive thing can turn negative in your life. It's happened to me, so I thought I should come out and speak about it. I don't know how many of you will relate to this even, but my point was This is like a public service announcement. I'm trying to tell you that this could happen. Don't let it go down that road. Don't let yourself do that disservice to yourself, because it's very easy to slip and go down that path. It's very easy to do what you find useful to you and leave the rest aside. Hope I hear about your experience with therapy in the comments section. I love it when you guys engage. There's so much more to talk about these topics. And the more you engage with these videos, the more people are going to be shown the same video. It will run in the algorithm. And that is the way in which it will reach a lot of people who will be able to understand the nuances of therapy, be encouraged to take therapy and lead better lives. So until next time, ta-da!